Welcome back into the Rounding Third podcast, episode 227, Milestones and Injuries. I'm Nick. Unfortunately, Harrison is still out. We're still day to day. He's progressing. Hopefully, he will be back soon. I know I've been saying it for the last couple weeks, but we miss him terribly. But hoping Harrison will be back. So, again, stuck with me. We have some cool stuff to get into. I do have a Jeopardy game for everybody later in the show, kind of trivia based here. So, before we get going, make sure you follow and like us on Facebook. You can subscribe on YouTube. You can also follow on Instagram, Rumble, and TikTok. You can also listen on Spotify and Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. We also have our affiliate sponsors, Dick's Sporting Goods, MLB Shop, and Lids. You can find these links at the tops of all of our socials. So you click on them and shop with these companies through us, and we get a nice little kickback with no additional cost to you. So just a great way to support the podcast. And our Rounding Third merch. With Father's Day coming up, you should tell your family to order some Rounding Third merch. It'd be greatly appreciated. It helps support us, and you'd look pretty good in these sweatshirts and t-shirts, a tumbler or phone case. We have tons of stuff on there, so go on there, check it out. No, you'd look good. So tell your family about it. Get it for Father's Day. All right, let's jump into it. Chris Sale reaches 2,500 strikeout mark faster than anyone else in history, reaching the mark in 2,600 innings pitched. I mean, there's no doubt this guy has absolutely come onto the scene when he was with the White Sox, absolutely dominant. Came to the Red Sox, won the World Series in 2018, had the injury record kind of after that. Crashed his bike, then came back from the bike injury, then broke his finger on a soft comebacker to the mound, like his second start back. Then gets traded to the Braves, has a Cy Young year, and just kept dealing. Wins the NL Triple Crown over there. Slower start this year, but seems to have found it. But yeah, Chris Sale reaching 2,500 strikeouts faster than anyone else. No doubt one of the best lefties we've seen in this generation, maybe one of the best left-handers ever when he's done. There's some pretty dang good ones out there. I mean, you think Warren Spahn, Koufax, Glavine. I mean, you can just keep going down the list of left-handed starters that have been dominant. And I think Garrett Crochet is kind of following the same track, comes up with the White Sox, gets traded to the Red Sox. Who knows what we're doing? So, Chris Sale, no doubt he is one of the dominant lefties in the game, maybe ever. Doing pretty good, Miles. How are you doing tonight? Good to see you. So Chris Sale, 2,500 strikeouts is remarkable at this stage in his career. But we have another milestone as well. We also have Max Muncy hit his 200th career home run. So after kind of being discarded by the A's, he's had a good to borderline great career in Dodger blue. He's streaky as heck, but when he is on, and you can't get him out. And he hits for a ton of power, and he's a staple in that Dodgers lineup. It'll be interesting to see what they do. I believe he's a free agent at the end of this year. So it'll be interesting if they do move on from him or they find a way to keep him in this lineup. I think it definitely depends on how his season goes the rest of the way. But yeah, he signed a 2-year extension in 2023. So he is a free agent at the end of this year. We'll see what Max Muncy does after that. But yeah, good for him reaching 200 career home runs. Not a lot of major leaguers have even hit 100, let alone getting to the 200 mark. So that's pretty great for Max Muncy. All right. Alexis Diaz traded to the Dodgers after struggling to find consistency with the Reds. Alexis Diaz looked like he was going to come up, be a shutdown closer for the Reds, and he's been up and down. Does he find it in LA? I mean, I know we have a completely dominant bullpen in there. out there in LA, but they have injuries. So does Diaz come in, kind of get a buffer with the other bullpen arms that are out there and kind of help him get back on track on his career? I think he could. I think the Dodgers are deep enough where he could learn from the other veterans in that bullpen, and definitely, um, yeah, and definitely find it again. Because when he's on, he is dominant for sure. How you doing, Domestic Chaos? Good. Hey, Uncle Ted. Is Super 2 this week? I don't know what that means. What does Super 2 mean? But yeah, the Dodgers are gonna be fine. Listen, they keep getting richer. I mean, I don't know if Alexis Diaz necessarily puts them over the top, but the Dodgers are gonna be there at the end. Yeah, Dodgers are looking for any arms. Yeah, yeah, they have the money to blow for sure. I'm with you 1,000%. How's it going, Josh? Right now, we're just talking about the Alexis Diaz trade. We are going to be jumping all over the place here. But yeah, back to Cap and your point, the Dodgers are looking for anything, right? I mean, that's why they loaded up on starting pitching in the offseason, because they knew they were going to have arm issues. They're going to have arm injuries. These guys don't last a full season. Glasnow, Snell. You didn't know what you were going to get when May and Gonsolin came back. So, thanks, Captain. Yeah, it's starting to get there, but I have some other stuff on other walls too. The podcast room's getting there, but appreciate it. Yeah, prospects can be called. Yeah, last year's June 5th. Yeah, I mean they already pulled up rushing earlier than expected when they DFA'd Austin Barnes. So the Dodgers are going to be fine. I know that they're kind of quote unquote scuffling and they're not playing their best baseball, although they just destroyed the Yankees this weekend. Although I think they might have lost today, or they're behind last time I checked. I don't know if they lost, but yeah, I mean, their young guys are just as good as their veterans. I agree with you, Uncle Ted. Ben Casfarius is a stud. They have some kids that are going to be good. And it's an embarrassment of riches out there in LA. So the Dodgers are going to be there. They're going to be healthy in September, going into October. They're going to be fine. But yeah, this is just another piece to that puzzle in LA. And if the Reds are looking to get rid of them, the Dodgers are like, yeah, we'll take them for sure. But yeah. Oh, right. I got what you're saying, Uncle Ted. Right. So yeah, they're just playing the service time game, as we see with a lot of these guys. You know, it's like the Pirates didn't bring up Scanes right away, right, to get an extra service year out of him. And yeah, the teams keep playing that. I wonder if that's something that will happen in the CBA, if they'll try to address that, to stop playing with the kids. But it's kind of hard to control that because the teams can just come back and say, well, the kids aren't ready yet. We don't need them at the big club. So why would we bring them up? So, but yeah, totally agree with that. Yeah. Roman Anthony's only 20. Yeah. He's got time to develop. I think we will see him up at Fenway Park before the year's over. I really do. The Red Sox are in trouble. So they can't prevent runs. They can score them all day. They're kind of like the Diamondbacks too. And we'll get to the Diamondbacks in a little bit with an unfortunate injury today. But yeah, I don't know. Baseball history dork. Can Mookie pitch? I wouldn't put it past him. I mean, he's a professional bowler. Guy can shoot the lights out on the basketball court. Guy can do anything that's athletic. So wouldn't surprise me if Mookie goes in and pitches and starts blowing people away at this point. Yeah. Yeah. John B. Harrison's I think that he's past the 15-day, and we were hoping to have him up at day-to-day status. What was it? What's today? Sunday? On Thursday. I was hoping it was day-to-day. We'd have him back today. But yeah, we're still day-to-day with Harrison. He sent me a voice memo today and he sounds horrendous. So we need him to rest up. He actually said, I'm afraid to come on because I'd scare you guys away. So, and after hearing the voice, I immediately had to delete it from my phone because it was scaring me. But Harrison hopefully will be back. He's getting better slowly but surely. He still misses being on and talking to you guys, but hang in there. He'll be back. Absolutely. Yeah, John Temple. Yeah, this is Edwin Diaz's brother, Alexis. Yep. Yep. They are I mean, he looks just like him. He throws from a little bit, well, they might throw about from the same arm slot. But obviously Edwin's the better of the two for sure. So yeah. Richard Fitz, I agree. Dick Fitz has been money for the Red Sox. He's an innings eater. I like him. You got Cutter Crawford coming back. He can eat some innings if he's right. I think the Red Sox are okay. The starting rotation isn't what worries me with the Sox. It's the bullpen. We can take a 6-1 lead into the sixth inning, seventh inning, and cough it up, or lose in extras. Which, I mean, I say what you want about extra innings. It's kind of a crapshoot. But yeah, it's the bullpen for the Red Sox for sure. Yeah, John, Harrison's trying to get it figured out where we're pushing 60 day now. Yeah. I don't want to put the 60-day label on him for sure, because I don't know when my voice is gonna go at this point. So we're just day to day right now. He is feeling better. He's on the backside of it, so he will be back soon for sure. All right. Yeah, I agree. Uncle Ted, I mean, none of these guys, quote unquote, blow, right? I mean, they're professional baseball players. They have immense talent, but I understand what you're saying. He's too up and down. He's not consistent. It's too bad, but I think he will be fine in Dodger blue. I mean, all the guys go there, they'll find it, they'll figure it out. Yeah, absolutely. Dick Fitz gets me every time. Yeah, I mean, I have to. Richard, it fits too perfectly to not say that. But Harrison, the cure to his sickness is Chuck Norris's tears. Too bad Chuck Norris doesn't cry. That's one of my best ones. But yeah, I hope so. I said this last week. I really hope that Breslow is on the phone calling anybody and everybody for bullpen arms. The Sox need it badly. And I think they can get it turned around. The Bregman injury hurts a lot. I mean, Meyer's nice. It's cool to see him up, but we need some bullpen help for sure. Josh says, I really think the Dodgers pitching is okay. It could be better. They're doing fine. Yeah. I mean, they're doing all right without their top of the line guys. And like I said, like they're vulnerable right now. So you got to kick them while they're down. But they're still finding ways to win. They're still doing it. I mean, they got one of the best offenses in the game. At least the top, 5, top 6 guys are ridiculous. Will Smith's having unconscious season right now. His OBP's through the roof. The Dodgers are going to be fine. They're going to be okay. But there are spots in their game that they're vulnerable. They're not going to win 120 games like we expected at the beginning of the year. Yeah, they'll be fine. Yeah, I agree. Like, I am glad that it is soft tissue, but not like an ACL or a Tristan Casas like that when it was bad. And he will be back. He will make an impact. But the Red Sox have to stay in it for Bregman to come back and make an impact for sure. All right. Cal Raleigh. So here we go, John Temple. We are on to your Mariners. This dude has had a season for the ages so far. He becomes the first catcher in MLB history to record 20 home runs before the end of May. My question to you guys in the chat, does he give Judge a legit run at the MVP? Yeah, Nico, I'm a Red Sox fan first. I mean, I love baseball. I will cover every team, but Red Sox are my primary team. I follow the Diamondbacks a lot. I found myself kind of leaning towards the A's a little bit. I think their offense is young. It's fun. So I watch, if baseball's on, I watch it. I got 4 games going on at all times, but I do follow the Red Sox more closely than anybody. But Yeah, Josh. So Bregman tore a quad going around first base in the first game of a doubleheader last week or the week before. They brought up Marcelo Meyer. He's at third. But yeah, the Red Sox are just can't prevent runs out of the bullpen. As soon as they turn the keys over to the bullpen, they kind of cough up the games. That's why they haven't been able to really kind of find it. With all the great farm the Red Sox have, you would think you could have at least one extra first. I agree there. Big Dumper is dumping for sure. This guy is raking. I mean, just when you think the guy can't get any hotter, he gets even more hotter. And not only on the offensive side is he leads all catchers in, I think, defensive metrics too. Like, I mean, he steals so many strikes for that staff that honestly doesn't even really need to steal strikes because they're usually pretty good. I think at this moment, I mean, Judge is Judge. He's gonna get consideration, and he's the best hitter in baseball. I'll say it. I mean, pushing 400, flirting with 400 still. It's wild. But what Cal Raleigh's doing for that Mariners team is incredible to watch, and they're must see TV every night for me. It's somebody different every night, or not. It's Cal Raleigh every night at this point. But Mariners look good early. They've completely outperformed my expectations. I did not expect this lineup to hit one bit outside of Cal Raleigh and J-Rod. I thought those two were going to be the only ones that had any type of offense. I mean, we looked at the batting averages last year. I think that the lead, my goodness, the team leader was J-Rod, and he was like 260 something, and then the next highest was 234 out of Randy Arozarena. So for them to hit the ball the way they are this season is completely blowing my expectations out of the water. Uncle Ted said he's going to win the MVP. If he keeps this up, he's going to, for sure. Absolutely. Raleigh for MVP depends on Seattle's success. If they tail off, it will be hard to get votes. I agree with that, Chad, for sure. I mean, we kind of know that the MVP goes to somebody on a winning team. Very rarely does it go to somebody on a last place team. I mean, it has happened before. As we see, Shohei and Mike Trout with the Angels. You got Andre Dawson with the Cubs in the 80s. I mean, so it does happen, but I tend to agree now, like the MVP usually goes to a team that makes the playoffs at least. And I think Cal Raleigh is going there. He's got a lot of work to dethrone Aaron Judge, but we'll see. But he's ridiculous. But here we go. Cal Raleigh continued. So I was talking back and forth with John Temple here a little bit because he's our token Mariners fan. Friday night, he homered off his former high school teammate and then homered off his former college teammate later that game. So that was pretty cool. I don't know. I tried looking for it. It's really kind of hard to research that. I'd have to do some more digging, but I don't know if anyone's ever done that before. Hit 2 home runs off 2 former teammates from different levels of baseball. I mean, I'm sure at some point it has happened, but I don't know if it's happened in the same game, but just shows what kind of beast this kid is right now, and it is absolutely wild. So, my pick right now is Cal Raleigh is definitely the leader for the MVP right now. Not trying to discount what Aaron Judge is doing, but I think he could do that. And Captain, this is a great point. Judge has one big thing going for him, and that's being a Yankee. No doubt, it helps. Josh Devers is the DH now. That was a whole thing at spring training. We won't see Devers at third base again as long as Alex Bregman's in a Red Sox uniform. But Nico, nice. Okay, so you like the Sox, D-backs, Athletics, mostly Mariners. Nice. You are in the right place. We have got some hardcore Mariners fans in this that follow this show, so that's awesome. Baseball history dork. I'd love to see someone who isn't one of the huge name power hitters break the 60 home run mark. A latter day Roger Maris, even better that he's a catcher. I would agree. Imagine if Raleigh did that. I mean, it would be history books for sure. I mean, he's already history books now this season already. He's definitely on pace for 60. and it would be insane to see a catcher do it. I would love it. And if anybody's going to do it, it's Big Dumper. I mean, he is ridiculous right now. Yep, Devers is a stud. Leave him as is. I agree. Don't push him to first at this point. Just let him be that. You guys are going too fast for me here. I can't even keep up. Let's see here. Yeah, 0.8 WAR. Is that what he's sitting at right now? There's no way he's sitting at that, is he? Cal Raleigh sitting at a 0.8 WAR for the season? That doesn't seem. No, he's at a 3.3 WAR right now. So I mean, he's just going to keep growing as long as this bat keeps going. Oh yeah, John, I think you're right. A-Rod wanted on the last place Rangers team. Yeah, for sure. Blue Jays fans, can you see who won the Blue Jays A's game? Let's see. I didn't get to watch much baseball today. I was trying to put together my podcast room here. Blue Jays won 8-4 against the Athletics today, so that's cool. If he keeps this up, voters will tend to go with historic feats. 1,000%. If he breaks the single season catcher mark for home runs, if he even flirts with 60, I tend to lean with you, John. I think they would definitely go with Cal at that point. Yeah. Yeah, I did baseball history dork. My bad. Like, keep them coming. I love it. It keeps me busy. So keep it going. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be Cal Raleigh, Aaron Judge. I think right now it's a 2-man race. So I'm pulling for Cal. I really am. I love Aaron Judge. I know I'm a Red Sox fan, but like I said, I'm a baseball fan, and I can appreciate watching Aaron Judge at the plate. The dude's an animal. And we're witnessing history with Aaron Judge. Could be witnessing a lot of history right here with Cal Raleigh. So I want him to keep going. I want this Mariners team to stay relevant. And I want this Mariners team to run deep. They need a deep run for that franchise. It is owed to that franchise that they make a deep run in the playoffs. So I hope they can do it for sure. That being said, sticking with the Mariners, back-to-back nights this week, Thursday and Friday, they went into extra innings, and we all say what you want about the ghost run or whatever. Starts the inning. They came around to bat later in that inning in back-to-back nights. Bullpen just completely imploded. Andres Munoz actually gave up his first run of the season this weekend, which is crazy. Blew that save. And then the inning just unraveled. But, I mean, pretty crazy. It was the Nationals, and then I'm blanking on who they played this weekend. But Nationals Thursday was the extra innings ghost runner that came all the way around. And then it happened Friday night too. Just it was the Twins. Pretty bad. Yeah, that was so bad. It was tough to watch for sure. But just crazy that ghost runner came back around to bat later in that inning and back-to-back nights. Yeah, I agree, Uncle Ted. Edgar Martinez has done an amazing job as the hitting coach there for sure. Yeah, and Mariners starters being the weak link this season. No one saw that coming. They're injuries. I mean, that's what it is. We'll get into pitching injuries in a little bit. But injuries are the major story now across the league, not just the Mariners. It's every team. All these big names, high velocity guys are going down. We will talk about that. We'll touch about it. But yeah, I love watching Aaron Judge, but Cal's on a tear and doing something that has not been seen in a long time. I absolutely agree. Yeah, it's fun. He's must watch TV right now. Cal Raleigh is on a hot streak, on a heater. Meant to say hot one and heater, and it kind of went together. A hotter. He's on a hotter. But he's a ton of fun to watch right now. So, yeah, Edgar and Lee. Nice. All right, here it is. So we're going to get into the injuries here. So leaves the start today with right elbow discomfort, and it doesn't look good. Trainer came right out. They walked off immediately. MRI scheduled for tomorrow. I ask you guys this in the chat. Are guaranteed contracts to blame for all of these arm injuries? So for me, it sort of is, right? Because these guys know that they're going to get paid whether they're on the IL or they're on the field. So they're going to go out, they're going to throw max effort, they're going to try to get those high strikeouts because that's what gets you paid, right? And Tyler Glasnow has come out and said it before, like on social media. He has said, I pretty much don't care if I get hurt. I'm going to throw max velocity because that's what gets me paid. And if I get hurt, I get hurt. I'll rehab, I'll come back. And he's out again. So for me, guaranteeing these contracts, you're not going to see a change in how they're pitching. They're going to go out, they're going to throw max effort, they're going to hurt themselves in doing so, and they're still going to get paid. It doesn't protect the team in any way unless, they have insurance in their contract, which some of these guys do because of, other things, WBC, frequently injured. There are some contracts that are insured contracts. There are others that aren't. So we will see. I don't know if this will change. I think arm injuries are here to stay. We've said it a few weeks ago when Harrison was on here. I think this is where we're heading in the future. Arm injuries are a part of the game. Teams are going to have to go 6, 7-man rotations. Do what the Dodgers did this offseason, knowing that they were going to have pitchers on the IL for extended period of time throughout the season. They bulked up their starting rotation. They had 9 guys going into spring, knowing that, 2 or 3 were already out, right? Gonsolin and May weren't ready to come back yet. And it was like almost perfect timing. Glasnow and Snell leave and they go on the IL, and those 2 came back. So Dodgers set themselves up perfectly. However, other teams don't have the payroll flexibility to be able to do that. So I don't know. It's tough that arm injuries are here to stay. But I'm thinking it might be guaranteed contracts are the reason that it's not. But we will see. Yeah, it didn't look good by how he was acting either. I saw it. It was goodness gracious, man. It was bad. It doesn't look good for sure. But we should know more tomorrow after the MRI comes out. I think so because the money is very important to the it's important to every players. I don't think we'll see guaranteed contracts go away, but it's too bad that it's doing that. But I like to look at these athletes in all sports like a race car. They fine tune their bodies to the max that a human body can take. Just like a race car, if one thing tweaks, the motor blows. I agree. We've talked about that too. You have just a little bit of fatigue in the shoulder, then your elbow drops and you got elbow problems. You have a little tweak in your forearm, your shoulder goes. Like even as something as simple as your legs get tired, your arm starts dragging on your delivery, you get more torque on your shoulder, you blow that out. I agree, John. Like once one little thing goes bad or is fatigued, everything else can go haywire. Absolutely great point. Too bad more guys aren't like Greg Maddux. Throw smart, not hard. I agree. And it's just and to back your point up, Eric Chad says analytics have been the kryptonite to pitchers. 1,000%. It's velocity and Ks, and that's what gets you paid. It's home runs and doubles on the offensive side. Batting average doesn't care. They don't really care about batting average anymore. If you're getting on base, you're hitting home runs, you're driving in runners, and hitting balls in the gap. They don't care. They'll pay you big bucks. They don't care about the strikeouts anymore. You can strike out 250 times a year. It's just an out. We don't care. But agree. We're just, and to keep going with your point, we are no longer seeing guys that can go 7+. Do we see it every once in a while? Yeah, we see it every once in a while. But it's not going to be an ongoing thing from here on out for quite a while. I think this is here to stay. Guys are going in, throwing max effort for 5-6 innings, and that's that. But it's too bad. I love seeing guys go a complete game. Who just did it the other night? Someone just went, oh, Tyreek Skubal, of course. Dude goes 9 innings, 13 Ks, I think 2 hits, under 100 pitches. Like that, he's so efficient when he throws. I mean, he just blows everybody away. So he's kind of, an outlier there. But when does his elbow go? I don't know. I mean, we'll see. That's what I hope about. I've said it about Paul Skeens. I hope that we don't get robbed of any lengthy time out of his career. I'm sure one's coming at some point. It seems like it's happening all the time. But I want to see what that guy can compile over career. Now, first off, he's got to get off the Pirates because he's not going to accumulate any wins there. His strikeout numbers are going to be off the charts. His innings are going to be off the charts if he can stay healthy. So we'll see. And John, this is also a fair point. Everyone's body is different. You just never know. Yeah, 1,000%. But we've talked about it with Jacob deGrom. I know he's been fragile, right? It's like these guys have too much talent for their bodies to handle, which is kind of weird. Doesn't even kind of make sense, but they have so much talent that their body can't even contain it. Their body breaks down, and it's just too bad. Like they can't find that sweet spot of dialing it back and still being successful without risking injury. Yeah, it's part of the problem, but the speed is killing them. Yeah, 1,000%. This is a good question, Chad. Do you think expanded rosters will be in the next CBA? Teams will want more arms, to have at their disposal. It's a great question, and maybe because we saw it. Was it the COVID season that they added two? It might have been the COVID season. So I mean, say what you want about that season. That was a crapshoot, but I think they added two roster spots, but they had to have been pitching spots. So they went to like 26 or 27 man rosters for that season, but they had to have been pitchers. So it's a good question. They might address that in the CBA. Now, talked a little bit about it last week. There's a lot of issues that they have to cover in the CBA. This lockout's going to be lengthy. It's going to be painful for us baseball fans sitting here talking about baseball and not seeing it. I don't know. But I think you could see, even if they don't have expanded rosters, I think you will see teams kind of change how their pitching staff looks. I think you will see teams go to a 6 or 7 man rotation, or at least have 6 or 7 starters on their team ready to go. Maybe a couple flex guys that can go back and forth between the bullpen and the rotation. I know the Diamondbacks right now have Ryan Nelson. He's kind of back and forth. He's spot starting. Probably going to be in the starting rotation with Corbin Burns out. But, a couple teams have those flex guys. Richard Fitz, we were talking about him earlier for the Red Sox. He can go back and forth. Cutter Crawford can go back and forth when he comes back. So I think you'll start seeing the pitching staffs kind of change their approach when it comes to, or, the coaching staff will see will use the pitching staff differently going forward. Especially since they have to shuffle everybody around for these injuries. So, yeah. Do you really want the Mariners having a 6-man rotation? Actually, kind of, yeah, because it's the less chance I'm going to see Logan Gilbert and all that stuff. So, yeah, it wouldn't hurt your feelings. No, I mean, the Mariners have the arms to do it for sure. It's Josh. So the collective bargaining agreement, it goes in 6-year cycles. So it's up into it expires in 2026. They have to go back to the board. So the MLBPA and the league's front office, they sit down, they work out a new agreement to go forward. Now, there's a lot of things that are going to be addressed. The salary cap, salary floor, there's ownership, teams moving. There's a ton of stuff on the table. So what will happen is when the agreement expires in 2026, baseball activities stop. if they don't come to an agreement. So if they don't come to the agreement by the end of that day, whenever the agreement stops, which is usually, I think, don't hold me to this, it might be like somewhere in the middle of November to December where it's officially locked out. If they can't reach an agreement, then baseball's delayed until they do. And there's just too much to cover for them for the season to start on time, I think, for 2027. Forrest, I don't hate this at all. New rule: every guy in the starting lineup takes a turn on the mound. That would be amazing. Left fielder has to start first inning, center fielder second inning, and so on and so on. That would be absolutely incredible. Did MLB drop the idea of minimum number of innings for a starter? I think they did. Or no, it's actually, I think it's still in there. But I mean, the parameter, you would take your pitcher out in those parameters anyways. It was like they have to go at least 3 unless there's an injury. They give up like 5 or more runs. So I mean, it's still, or like reached a certain pitch count or something like that. So I think it's still in there. But the parameters, you would take your pitcher out anyway. So it doesn't really affect that rule, I guess. Yep. Sorry, Captain Dick Fitz. My bad. My bad. I dropped the ball on that one. That's a bad cliche too. We need to start a fans union that suggested a couple months ago on the show. Yeah, I'm with you for sure. But we need to, because we have some great ideas. I think the league needs to hear it. It would be awesome to have a fan representation out there. That'd be awesome. Yeah, that's some banana bullshit right there for sure, John. I did that with my city ball team. Yeah, absolutely. You got to. Yeah, not guaranteed contracts is the emphasis on velo, in my honest opinion, and max effort. Yeah, I am with you here, John Carter. But I think it's also like stemmed from guaranteed contracts. Like it's all sort of related, right? These guys know that they can go out and throw max effort, max velo, all, for 5 innings. And if they get hurt, they still get paid. Right. So, I mean, if they aren't guaranteed and they do get hurt, or I'm going to say, stop, rewind. If they aren't guaranteed, they're going to pull themselves back to make sure that they don't get hurt, is what I'm thinking when I ask if guaranteed contracts are to blame. Now, there's a lot of factors. I agree with you. I'm with you. It's the emphasis on the analytics, the spin rate, the velocity, all that. Agree. But they know that their arms are guaranteed. So if they go out and blow their arm out, they're still going to get paid. Now, does that change the way they approach pitching if they know that their contract's not protected? It might. I don't know. But yeah, and these year-round kids now should not be throwing any kind of breaking ball until at least 15. I mean, I think it's important for them to learn and educate themselves on arm health early. I agree. I don't think it's necessarily breaking balls per se as much as the amount of throws that they make, right? Everybody has a fixed amount of shoulders or fixed amount of pitches and throws in their shoulders, right? I've reached my max. I can't throw a ball overhand anymore. Like, I've used all my bullets on my shoulder. Everybody's number is different. You got Nolan Ryan that's thrown, I don't even know how many pitches. And you got other guys that throw one, break an arm, and they're done their career. It's all of that. It is breaking stuff. It is the amount of pitches. It's throwing max effort, starting at a young age and year round. You're right, for sure. Yeah, I guess I'd like to think people have more honor than that. I'm with you there, John, but when millions of dollars are on the table, I don't know if I wouldn't act any different. Like, I'd like to say that I'm a good guy and that I would, do something different other than what we're talking about, but I don't know if I would. I would go out there and throw my max effort and get those high strikeouts because I know it's going to get me paid. But if I get hurt, I'm still going to get paid. Now, if I know I'm not going to get paid if I get hurt, I'm probably going to approach the game a little bit differently. That's just my opinion. but I don't know. And agree. The best ability is availability. 1,000% agree. Yes, agree. All right. Jackson Jobe hits the 15-day IL with a grade 1 right flexor strain. So it's not terrible, but flexor strains tend to lead to elbow trouble. So we will see what happens there. But will the Tigers even miss a beat? This is the best team in the AL right now, I think, hands down. They're deep. They're never out of any game. Um, and they are on a roll. And they're just, is this still momentum from last year? It could be. Or are the Tigers really this good? I think it might be a little bit of both, but I don't think the Tigers miss a beat here. They're just going to keep on rolling. Um, they are a good young team, and they're hungry. Anthony Santander lands on the 10-day IL with left shoulder inflammation. So this one's a weird one for me. It's not his throwing shoulder. So is this kind of a time off reset IL stint? I'm thinking maybe. We haven't had the start in Toronto that they have hoped. You know, he's not the 40 home run, 100 RBI guy he was in Baltimore last year. We are off to a 179 batting average. He's got 6 home runs. He's drove in 18. 33 hits and 184 at bats. He's just not getting it done. So for me, I think this is a reset IL stint for Santander. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. 15 days. Yeah, right. These guys are pampered. He's out a month to a month and a half. Yeah, you're talking about Jobe and not Harrison, right, John? Oh, sorry, low blow. Sorry if you're listening, Harrison. I'm just kidding. I love you. Come back soon, please. Yeah, I think it also depends on what the team situation is, right? I think if the Tigers are sitting comfortable right now, right, and if he's hurt, you want to give him extra rest, and you don't have to rush him back if he's just has the possibility of getting hurt again. I think for sure you want to take your time with these guys with arm issues, right? And like I said, a flexor strain in your forearm can lead to elbow injuries. So you might want to take a couple extra days with Jackson Jobe and make sure he's right. But I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence about that one. He's still laughing all the way to the bank. He's getting paid in US dollars or Canadian. Yeah, I agree. All right. Just when you thought the MLB was getting smarter, why on earth would they allow the first meeting of last year's World Series champions to be streaming on a streaming platform and not national television? Why would you put the World Series rematch, the first real World Series matchup of the season, on Apple TV? So nobody on MLB TV can watch it. Nobody nationally can watch it. You have to get Apple TV Plus to watch the first game of the World Series rematch. Why on earth? I thought MLB was starting to get this whole TV situation under control and to figure it out, get the most eyeballs on their product that they can. And they go out and they throw the game one on Apple TV Plus. The schedule had been out since the end of last year, middle of last year, whatever. They have the schedule done ahead of time now. Why would they put this on Apple TV Plus? It is, oh, John, they are horrendous. I can't and won't watch Apple TV Plus. Their baseball coverage is terrible. Last year was even worse. I mean, they had, it was Hunter Pence and some lady on there. I can't remember her name. But she's up there in the booth, like joking about, like calling him Harrison Baber and all this stuff. And I'm just like, yeah, this is horrendous. This is terrible. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Edward. Yeah. I just got this in. My wife bought it for me. It's really stinking cool. So I love it. It's actually metal and it's 3D. It kind of pops off the wall, but yeah. Corporate greed. And John, I'm with you. Absolutely. 1,000%. But it's just, if you're the MLB, you're still trying to grow your product. You know what's coming up at the end of 2026. You need to get the most eyeballs on your product now. before you don't have eyeballs on any of your product because you're sitting in an office or a conference room arguing about rules for however many months it's going to take. You can't put this game on Apple TV Plus. This, if you want to, fine, but you got to tell Apple TV Plus, oh, this is also going on Fox tonight, because I've done that before, right? So I mean, you've seen it split broadcast. Like, I've been able to watch some games on MLB TV that are also on Fox. Like that's a thing. They could have done that. But this one blew my mind. I couldn't believe that they went this route with this. I mean, unless they got a fat paycheck from Apple, which is impossible. But just John's point, corporate greed for sure. Just dumb. Why don't they just put the games on at midnight on the dark web? Don't give them any ideas for us, because that's probably the next step, to be honest. It's sickening. It really is. I don't know, but that one was a head scratcher to me. I don't get that one at all. But all right, Jesus Luzardo, who has honestly been an incredible starter for me in my fantasy, was not. I had Luzardo, and I also had a Brandon Pfaadt the other night. They both got me like negative 30 points because they both got absolutely torched. So he gave up 12 runs in 3 1/3 innings on Saturday. But yeah, talk about a tough day at the ballpark. That one, you're got to ice down your neck after that one, because you're just watching balls get torched behind you. But terrible outing for him. Just saw a post that showed how much a person would have to pay to watch every NFL game next year, and baseball's following suit on this crap. Need MLB TV. Yeah, and a couple other streaming services. Yeah. I mean, listen, like, I love the fact that I have MLB TV, but I wouldn't get it if I didn't get it through T-Mobile for free. So if you are a T-Mobile subscriber, you can get it in March for free. But being in North Carolina, all you guys have heard me say this before. I am 6 hours from the nearest MLB team, and I'm blacked out of 3 markets. Last year, I was blacked out of 4. I was blacked out of Atlanta, Baltimore, Washington, and Cincinnati. Cincinnati's 8 hours away, for crying out loud. I was blacked out of all 4 of those markets, and it's crazy. In North Carolina, I can't get them on my basic cable. If I was to get cable to my house, I couldn't watch any of them because I'm too far away. So for me to be blacked out of those 4 markets is absolutely asinine. I don't understand it. But if, like I said, if I didn't get MLB TV for free, I wouldn't have it, because it is a joke. But yeah. All right. So the insane amount of runs that were scored on Saturday were absolutely incredible. Brewers win 17-7 over the Phillies. That's a Luzardo start I was talking about. Rays beat the Astros 16-3. The Dodgers beat the Yankees 18-2. Nationals, well, I had beating, that's a typo. I had to change it today after I saw the score. Beat the Diamondbacks 11-7. They had 9 runs before the first out was recorded. Absolutely mind-blowing. But crazy amount of runs. Yep. I got MLB last year on Father's Day for $70. They raised the price 15% this year. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. How are blackouts still a thing? Yeah. Oh, wait, you can only get Apple to pay for premium. Yeah. Yeah, they only have, like, I think it's 1 or 2 games a week, and it's always Friday Night Baseball on Apple TV. So Apple's probably paid MLB to get those premier games for those Friday nights. But blackouts are still a thing because there's still local broadcasts. So the teams that don't have local broadcasts now, like the Diamondbacks don't have their own TV. They're owned by MLB. Padres are owned by MLB. The Reds, I think, are owned by MLB. But then you have all the other small markets. You have Baltimore and Washington. They're under MASN, which is Mid-Atlantic Sports Network. You have NESN in Boston. You have the Yes Network in New York. So you still have all these like local small market TV stations covering their teams. So that's why there's blackouts. Like I understand that to a degree, right? They want their local guys watching the local broadcast. I mean, I sort of get it. However, in my area, in my instance, I don't have a local network to watch. Like they don't cover it here where I live in Raleigh. There's nothing. Can't watch the Braves. Can't watch the Orioles. I can't watch the Nationals. The Masson doesn't reach here, so and for some reason I'm blacked out of all of those markets. It's crazy. Yeah, and I want to watch the Nationals. They are playing good ball. They have some young kids on that team. They're pitching the ball well. James Wood is ridiculous. He's crushing the ball. The Nats are fun. They're up and coming. I wish I could watch them. I can't, and it's terrible. Like it's brutal. There's no need for it. I think MLB is trying to fix the blackout issue, but they have to buy the rights from all the other teams in order to not be to get rid of these blackouts. So, the Twins I think are also MLB or their TV deal still in flux. I don't know the status on that right now, but so it's still a few years out. I don't think they're gonna fix the blackout issue, but it's absolutely brutal. But benches, speaking of Baltimore, bench is clear in Baltimore. So Kobe Mayo collects his first RBI, MLB RBI, and then gets caught in a rundown between first and second. He like purposefully runs out of the baseline to make contact with the fielder to try to get interference. And he like lays on the ground for a minute. The White Sox start standing over him, being like, dude, what the hell was that? And the White Sox just come out. Then the bench is clear. They all come out after Kobe Mayo. It was kind of a bush league move on Mayo's part, if you ask me. I did not like it. Did not look good on his part. He ran onto the grass to try to make contact with the fielder. I mean, he knew he was going to be out. Maybe he was just trying to make something happen. Good for him. I don't know. But it wasn't a good look for sure. Are the Red Sox going to call up Robin? I think at some point, yeah, they are going to call him up for sure. I just don't know when. It also had on the other side, it wouldn't surprise me if they don't. They'll just let him sit there, let him develop for one more year, and then he makes the team out of spring training. I seen that boohoo. It wasn't like he pulled an Albert Bell, right? I mean, okay, that's fine. Albert Bell to Fernando Vina is still one of the best all-time clips for sure. The forearm shiver is incredible. The Nats played, I think, players from the Soto trade in one night. Yeah. They had, what was that? They got, I think it was Gore and Abrams. They got a couple others in that deal, obviously, too, but I can't remember the other names in that. But that's pretty cool. It's cool that they're starting to pay off for the Nationals. So, yeah, if you're gonna pull crap like that, at least execute it well. Yeah, agree. Yeah, it was not executed well for sure. All right, Colorado Rockies. I mean, let's touch on them for a minute. 21 consecutive loss series. And they dating back to last year, they still have a single digit win total entering June. I mean, my God. Like I said here, like this has to almost be mathematically impossible with as fluky as baseball can be, right? I mean, talked about it before. Bad hops, a catcher gets it off the end of the glove, ball goes to the backstop, run scores. Yeah, this was a crazy thing you sent me, Chad. This is absolutely incredible. The Nuggets have more wins, 10, than the Rockies since the start of the season. By the way, Nuggets have not played a game in 2 weeks. That's just, oh my God, that's absolutely brutal. The Rockies are so bad, and they are. I don't even know where to go with them. Sell the team. I guess. I mean, I don't know what selling the team does really, or even what a buyer can do, unless he's going to come in and drop another $2 billion to rebuild the roster. I don't know where the Rockies go. Nobody wants to go there. It's not a pitcher's park. That's for damn sure. No one wants to pitch there. And I don't know how you reset it. I think honestly, like sell the team to Portland. Yep. I mean, and that kind of goes with what Chad said. Move the team. Maybe they end up moving because Denver's not working because no one wants to go there, especially pitchers. And that's what you need. They can hit. They can hit a little bit. They got some bats on that team. Hunter Goodman's pretty good. Tovar, you got some bats on that team. They just can't prevent runs. And being in Colorado doesn't help. Yeah, they are on pace for 25 wins. Eek. 25 wins. We were sitting here last year, said this a few weeks ago too. We're like, are we ever going to see a team as bad as the Chicago White Sox last year? And we're just, all of us were like, there's no way. Like, that was wretched, wretched baseball. Here we are. I mean, God, 25 wins is absolutely mind-numbing to think about. But yeah, I think at this point, I really am dumbfounded. I don't know what you can do if you're the Colorado Rockies, except for hitting the reset button. And maybe that reset button is in Portland, Oregon. Maybe it's in Salt Lake City, Utah. Because I don't necessarily don't think selling the team fixes the issue. Sure, you can get a guy that, maybe has Steve Cohen money and wants to go in and just absolutely blow the thing up and start from scratch and just buy all these players to come here. But I don't think players want to come here, and that's the part that's hurting the Rockies. And their farm system isn't great either. So I don't know. Put a roof on it or make it a dome, then they can get it done. Possibly. I mean, the NL West is also their issue. I mean, are they ever going to compete with those other top 4 teams the way they are right now? No way. Absolutely. Absolutely not. They can't. It's funny. Ball flies farther, so they made the park bigger. Now it's so big it's almost indefensible, and all the hits drop in. Yeah. I play MLB The Show 25 all the time. Do you know where I play all my games? At Coors Field, because you just get base hits like crazy. So why not? But Nashville would be a great spot for a baseball team. Yeah, we've definitely talked about expansion spots for teams. Nashville's on there for us. Raleigh's on there for us. Portland, Salt Lake City. We've put a few out there. So, but we'll see what happens. I think the Rays end up moving to Orlando at some point. That's why I'm not adding them in there. That's just my hunch. But we'll see. Manfred's got to get these 2 teams that aren't in MLB parks before he can even start talking expansion at this point. Didn't we see this on the movie Major League? The team was so bad. It wouldn't shock me, honestly. I don't know what goes into the logistics of the owner just being like, hey, we're moving. I know he has to get ownership approval and all of that stuff. But I don't know like how to get the ball rolling in that process where he's just like, yeah, pack it up, fellas. We're moving to Portland. I don't know what that looks like. It has to do with like the lease on the ballpark. Let's see if I can find that real quick. Unless they own it, they might own Coors Field. I don't know. But let's see, their lease on Coors Field, they have a 30-year lease. And that was when did they sign the 30-year lease? That was in 2017. So their lease is not up until 2047. So I don't know the logistics on how that would work if they just want to pack up and leave. I don't know if they have to pay the rest of that lease out or what, but that would be some buco bucks if they had to do that. But all right. LSU Shreveport. They become the first college team ever with a perfect season going in college baseball, period, going 59-0 and won their first NAIA championship. 59-0. So we go from the Rockies, who are 0 for 2025, to LSU Shreveport, who goes 59-0. That's crazy. And I mean, in the World Series, they were run ruling teams. They were just demolishing teams. Like they weren't even like remotely in these games. But even then, like to not have a single off night in baseball is crazy. 59-0 is at that level of baseball. I know it's not NCAA, it's still NAIA, whatever. That's just affiliation that has nothing to do with talent level. It's still remarkable to go 59-0 and have just everything go completely right for an entire baseball season. Absolutely. I saw this and just it was wild. This almost seems as impossible as the Rockies not winning a game for sure. This was absolutely mind blowing to me. I mean, I played college baseball. I played at a high level. High level, I guess it's Division III, still college baseball, whatever. And I think we went 38-6. Like we had a crazy year, but I mean, we were pretty dang good, 38-6, but we still had 6 losses, and like 59-0 is wild. It's unthinkable, but pretty cool. Congratulations to LSU Shreveport. Yeah, Captain. Yeah, 59-0 and anything is nuts. Agree. All right, fellas. I'm going to try something new. You guys have been so incredible in the chat with I know this spells Jeopardy wrong. I know that. But I'm going to try this, okay? So I have a Jeopardy board and I have categories at the board. And what's going to happen is I'm going to go one question from each category, and it's going to get tougher and tougher as we go. So we'll start with all the 200 questions. We'll start with all the 400 questions, and so on and so on. The first person to answer the question in the chat gets the points for it. Okay. I'm going to keep track of the points, and then you guys, I'll give the final scores at the end. Okay. So you'll see how it works. So here's our board. Okay. Our first category is Chase of 98. Our second category is Before and After. Our third category is Knuckle Sandwich. Our fourth category is Animals. Fifth category, Guardian Angels. This will be a player that has played for the Guardians and the Angels at some point in their career. And then we have common last names. So I'll have a list of 3 or 4 players. They all share the same last name. The first person in the chat to give me the correct answer is John here, Captain says. I think he was at some point. Don't know if he's still here. The first person to give me the correct answer will get the money total. And the one with the most at the end wins. So here we go. Do we answer in the form of a question? You don't have to. And there's no bonus points if you do. You can just give me the name because it would be faster to type. So you don't have to answer in the form of a question. Great question. So yeah, you can just give me the name. So here we go. Chase of 98 for 200. This Seattle Mariners center fielder finished 3rd in home runs with 56. Remember, $200 questions, so they're pretty simple. Yes, baseball history dork gets it with Griffey. He gets in there first, just by a hair. Yes, everybody got it, Griffey, but history dork gets the 200 at the beginning. All right. Yes, everyone got it, Griffey. Nice job. Okay, next $200 question in Before and After. Current first baseman for the Royals plus former first baseman for the Mariners and Yankees. And remember, sometimes the last name kind of blends into the first name of the second player. So current first baseman for the Royals plus former first baseman for the Mariners and Yankees. Who is this? I'm looking for two names here. Yes, I will. Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it. John Connor, Vinny. It's Pasquantino Martinez. Yes, I'm pretty sure that's who you're going for. Pasquantino Martinez, nostalgic baseball user. Nice job. But I am going to go with John Carter's. I know it's probably a little bit of autocorrect there, but yes, it is Pasquantino Martinez. Good job. Yes, Vinny Pasquantino Martinez. Nice job. All right, here we go. Knuckle sandwich for 200. Red Sox pitcher that finished his career with exactly 200 wins. So, Red Sox pitcher who finished his career with exactly 200 wins. Yes. Nostalgic baseball geezer got it just under the wire. Chad almost beat him to it. But yes, it is Tim Wakefield. Nice job. So Tim Wakefield is correct. All right, next one. We have animals for 200. Third baseman that got hit by the Express 6 times in the same game. We kind of talked about this a little bit last week. Third baseman that got hit by the Express 6 times in the same game. Yeah, you guys all got Wakefield. Nice job. Yeah. Oh, Ventura is correct. Robin is the animal there. Yes, Robin Ventura. So history dork up to a $400 lead here. Yes, everybody got it. Robin V. Yep. So Robin was the animal. So just to kind of put that into the back of your mind for the animal category next time. Jamie Moyer, there it is. It's always him. Yep. Shouldn't that be in the knuckle sandwich category? Yeah, absolutely. Probably should, huh? Well, I'll save that for next time. Maybe next week's Jeopardy game has that in there. Maybe it's just a category about brawls, but we'll see. All right, Guardian Angels. Here we go for 200. Hall of Fame pitcher who finished with 3,701 strikeouts, but mostly known for his time in Minnesota. So this guy's mostly known for his time in Minnesota, but remember, he has played for the Guardian Indians. It is Bert Blyleven. Bert Be Home Blyleven. Nice job, nostalgic baseball geezer. So he moves into a tie with baseball history dork at 400. Yeah, just missed it, Forrest. Finley's a good guess, not him though. That's a great guess. Chuck Finley did play for both teams. Yet John Carter got it by 11. Good. All right, here we go. Common last names for 200. Remember, first names, and you got to give me the common last name for all of the names. Listen, I'll be generous with the autocorrect. I know. I'll be generous for sure. I got you. All right. Jose, William, and Wilson. What is their last name in common? Jose, William, and Wilson. Contreras is correct. Contreras. Yes. Nice job, nostalgic baseball geezer. Yes, you guys all got it. Contreras. Nice job. Yep. Jose William, and Wilson Contreras. Nice job. All right, that does it for the 200 categories. Here we go on to 400. The chase of 98 for 400. Here we go. This Texas Ranger finished tied for 8th with Manny Ramirez with 45 home runs. So Texas Ranger finished tied for 8th with Manny Ramirez with 45 home runs in the chase of 98. It is Juan Gonzalez. Yes, nice job. It is Long Gone for sure. Long Gone, yes. Yes, everybody got it. Long Gone. Nostalgic Baseball Geezer rang in first for sure. Nice. You guys are all quick on it. Just missed it. It is Juan Gonzalez. Nice job. All right, here we go. Before and after for 400. Current third baseman for the Atlanta Braves plus current center fielder for the Detroit Tigers. So both current players here. Third baseman for the Atlanta Braves, center fielder for the Detroit Tigers. Or outfielder. He might be right fielder now, but I know him mostly as a center fielder, although Javi Baez has spent time out there right now. So it's not Javi Baez. Austin Riley Green. Yes, nice job. Nostalgic. That was really close. The timestamp is exactly the same. I'm going to give you guys both points for that because you guys rang in exactly at the same time. So nice job. It is Austin Riley Green for sure. I dropped my pen. Oh, sorry, John. My bad. But yeah, I thought I would just try to be something different here, try to get some trivia out there for you guys. But all right, here's the next one. Knuckle sandwich for 400. Hall of Famer that famously gave up a home run to his brother, who also pitched. Yeah, not Brian Austin Green. Yeah, not him. Green's playing left right now. Yeah, I knew he wasn't in center, but oh, not the whole thing. Just I suck at before and after. Yeah, before and afters are tough. Yeah, man, you guys are like right on it. John Carter and Nostalgic Baseball Geezer. It's Phil Necro. Yes, for sure. Nice job. Joe Necro's the one who hit it. Oh wait, hold on. Do I have it switched? No, Joe Necro hit the home run, right? Oh my gosh. Now I'm second guessing myself here. I got myself all backwards. I'm pretty sure it was. No, let's see. Joe Necro is this one. Yeah, Joe Necro took Phil Necro deep. So yeah, Phil Necro is the one who gave it up. So it is Phil Necro. So Nostalgic Baseball Geezer and John Carter, both same exact time. Again, get the points. Nice job there. Let's go to the tape. Yeah, we'll have to wait till after the show and I download it. All right, here we go. Animals for 400. Former Angels outfielder that you can fish for in fresh or salt water, not trout. So former Angels outfielder that you can fish for in fresh or salt water, not trout. It is Tim Salmon. Nice job, Chad. Chad got it. Nice job. Chad is on the board. Tim Salmon is correct. Yes, good. John got it. Baseball history. Geezer got it. The other John got it. The third John got it. Fourth John got it. Nice job. All the Johns got it. All right. Ooh, Mike Carp's a good guess. Not Mike Carp, but yeah. Tim Salmon never made an all-star team. That seems nearly impossible. Let me check that. That'd be crazy. Wow. That is nuts. That's a good tidbit. I did not know that. Wow. Kevin Bass, I'm pretty sure played for the Angels at some point too. I think he played for every team at some point. But yeah, there's so many guys out there with fish last names. It's incredible. But all right, here we go. Guardian Angels for 400. Left-handed pitcher who finished with exactly 200 career wins with 14 years as an Angel. This name was brought up earlier as a guess by somebody. I'm gonna need a $1,000 question. Yeah, you're still in this, Cap, and you got this. Frank Tanana, good guess. Not Frank Tanana. It is Chuck Finley. Nice job, baseball history dork. It is. Ooh, Langston's also a great guess, but no, it is Chuck Finley for sure. Yes, John Carter got it. Yes, nice job. All right, back to the chase of 98 for 600. Here we go. This Atlanta Brave finished 10th with 44 home runs. This Atlanta Brave finished 10th with 44 home runs. This is one of my favorite guys to watch growing up for sure on a couple different teams here. But he was with the Braves. Not Justice. It's not Javi Baez. It's not Andrew Jones. It's not Lopez. It's not nope, not Jones. Oh, did I stump him? Gant, nope, not McGriff either. Not Chipper. Not Hank Aaron. Nope. Think first base. It is Galarraga. Nice job, Chad, for 600. Nice job, Galarraga. Nice work. Yep, Galarraga. So I just realized I missed the common last names for 400. So we're going to skip back to that one right now. No, it's Andres Galarraga is the answer for the Braves, a chase of 98. All right. Back to common last names for 400. Here we go. Chris, Matt, and Carrie. Common last name. Chris, Matt, and Carrie. Yeah, the big cat could be in the animals category for sure. Absolutely. I thought about doing like an animal's nickname for sure. It is Carpenter. Yes. Good job, Chad. Yep. Chris Carpenter, Matt Carpenter, and Carrie Carpenter is the common last name there. Good job, Nostalgic Baseball Geezer. Wood is a guess. It's a good guess. You guys were on the right track, but it is Carpenter. So not Wood, but Carpenter. Person that works with wood. So all right. Next category is before and after for 600. Here we go. Former Braves first baseman, but current Dodger, plus left fielder that was a dynamic duo with Big Papi. So former Braves first baseman, but current Dodger, plus left fielder that was a dynamic duo with Big Papi. Remember, they can kind of blend together a little bit. John, you weren't way off. I mean, Wood and Carpenter, it's practically the same thing. I mean, yes, Nostalgic Baseball Geezer just got it in there a second ahead. We got Freddie Freeman. Freddie Freemanny Ramirez. Yes, good job. Oh, Chad and Nostalgic got it in at the same timestamp. You guys will both get points. Nice job. So here we go with the next one. Yep. Freemanny Ramirez, good. Freddie Freeman, Manny Ramirez. Yep, you guys all got it. Nice job. All right. Knuckle sandwich for 600. Here we go. Won a Cy Young with the Blue Jays in 2012. I think he throws the hardest knuckleball ever in history, too. He threw it pretty hard for, and I think Wakefield was around like 60 miles an hour. This guy got it up around 72, 73, which is pretty nuts for a knuckleball. R.A. Dickey, I will take it. Nice job, Chad. R.A. Dickey is correct. Nice work. Yes, Dickey. Yep, we all got it. John Carter got it. Nostalgic got it. Nice job. R.A. Dickey. Nice work. Okay, here is the next one. We got animals for 600. Oh, yeah, Waldron throws his fastball hard. How fast does he throw his knuckleball? I don't know how fast his knuckleball is, but all right, here we go. Animals for 600. Hall of Fame second baseman for the White Sox with an MVP in 59. So, Hall of Fame second baseman for the White Sox with an MVP in 1959. Remember, category is animals. Oh, see you, Edward. Thanks for stopping by, buddy. Nellie Fox is correct. Baseball history dork got it in there. Nice job. Yes, Nellie Fox is the correct answer. All right. Guardian Angels for 600. Here we go. Hall of Famer that won an MVP in both leagues and was the first black manager in MLB history. Yeah, nice job. You guys all got it. Nellie Fox. Yep, nice job. All right. Hall of Famer that won an MVP in both leagues and was the first black manager in MLB history. Whew, we got all at the same time here. We got Frank Robinson. Yes. So history dork got it. Chad got it. Nostalgic Baseball Geezer got it. All at the same time. So you guys will all get points there. Good job. So we are having ourselves a game, fellas. I hope you're keeping track of your points because I told you before, I don't math. But yes, Frank Robinson is the correct answer. Nice job. All right. Common last names for 600. Here we go. Orlando Oswaldo Asdrubal. He's got one of the best first names ever, Asdrubal. Yeah. Nice job. You guys all got that one, Frank Robinson. That was a fairly easy one. Layup. Yep. Frank Robinson. Everybody got it. Cabrera is correct. Chad Edwards got it first. Nice job. Yes, Cabrera. I'm betting $1 any daily double. I'll tell you right now, there's no daily double and there's no final Jeopardy unless there's a tie. So I haven't figured that out yet. I just kind of threw this together last minute because, well, thought it'd be fun. So here we go. All right, back to the race of 98 we're up to 800 now, fellas. Here we go. Chase of 98 for 800. This San Diego Padre finished fourth with 50 home runs. San Diego Padre finished fourth with 50 home runs, which is the franchise record for the San Diego Padres as well. Who would this be? Caminiti is a great guess. It's not Caminiti. It is Greg Vaughn. Nice job, Nostalgic Baseball Geezer. Ooh, Greg Anthony's a good guess. Caminiti. Yes, Greg, not Mo. I gotcha. Klesko's also not a bad guess. He was pretty good with the Padres there for a while. Yeah, it is Greg Vaughn, but Nostalgic Baseball Geezer got it first. Nice job, Captain Vaughn. Nice job, Captain Vaughn. That sounded pretty awesome. But all right, anyways. All right, Knuckle Sandwich for 800. Oh, no, sorry. Scratch that. Before and after for 800. Before and after 800. Here we go. Two-sport athlete for the Braves and Falcons, not Dion. Plus, starting pitcher for the Diamondbacks that fired Boris as an agent last year. So, two-sport athlete for the Braves and Falcons, not Dion. Plus, starting pitcher for the Diamondbacks that fired Boris as an agent last year. Brian Jordan Montgomery is correct. Nice job, Nostalgic Baseball Geezer. John Carter got it. Nice job. But it's Nostalgic Baseball Geezer with the points. Just missed the check-in. All right. Yep, Brian Jordan Montgomery. Nice job. All right. Knuckle Sandwich, 800. Here we go. Played from 1970 to 1994, finishing his career with the Marlins. That's supposed to be from. Played from 1970 to 1994, finishing his career with the Marlins. I would say probably one of the most famous knuckleballers ever. Charlie Huff is correct. Baseball history dork. Nice job. It is Charlie Huff. Good job. Everybody got it so far. Baseball Geezer. Carter got it. Nice job. Nice work, fellas. Yep. Charlie Huff for sure. When I think knuckleballers, it's him and Tim Wakefield for me. Anyways, that come to mind when I think knuckleballers is those two for sure. All right. Animals for 800. Former first baseman for the Marlins, Phillies, and Angels from 2014 to 2019. This might be a tough one. Yeah, he did start the first game in Marlins history. Yeah, it was incredible. And the guy was what, 73 when he started? It was crazy. He pitched so long. He was so old. But yeah. Who is this one? Animals. Former first baseman for the Marlins, Phillies, and Angels from 2014 to 2019. He's probably better known for being on the 2017 Marlins team when they were loaded with Giancarlo Stanton, JT Realmuto, Christian Yelich. He was their first baseman during that time. Jerry Panther, good guess. Not him. Justin Bohr is absolutely correct. John Carter, nice job. It is Justin Bohr. I know the spelling's different. He spells his name B-O-U-R, but it's pronounced the same. It is Justin Bohr. Nice. All right. Guardian Angels for 800. Here we go. Set a team record for the Indians with 194 batting strikeouts for the Indians in his only year there in 2016. It's pretty redundant with the redundancy there. So my bad. Jerry Panther is not a real person. You fooled me. It could have been. He could have been one of those 1894 players. I don't really know at this point. I'm going to look it up. I'm sure Jerry Panther was actually a player back then. The name rings a bell. But yeah, Justin Boros a nice pull. Mark Reynolds is not it. That's a good guess. Only spent 1 year with the Indians. He also spent time with the Rangers, the Red Sox. He actually won a World Series with the Red Sox in 2013. Yeah, not Reynolds. Carter and Nostalgic Baseball Geeks are on the same wavelength. Jerry Panther does my taxes. Yeah. Adam Dunn's a great guess. Not Adam Dunn. Never played for the Red Sox. Let's see. Any other hints I can give you? Yeah, Indians, Rangers, Red Sox, Angels. He caught a little bit, mostly DH'd. Big beard. Nope, not Alonzo. Good guess, Captain. Johnny Gomes. You're on the right track, Chab. Not Johnny Gomes, the other guy that had the beard on the Red Sox during that time. Billy Joe Rhinoceros. Really close. Not quite. This one, I'll give you guys 10 more seconds. Oh, Chad got it. There it goes. Mike Napoli is correct. Nice job. All right. And common, yeah, there you go, John Carter. You got it. Napoli. Nice. All right. Common last names for 800. Here we go. Amir, Stone, Reed, Braxton. What is the common last name? Amir, Stone, Reed, Braxton. What's the common last name here? Garrett is correct. Hicks is a good guess, but Braxton Hicks. I see what you did there. Good one, John. Yes, it's Garrett, but John Temple, this is awesome. Yes, Braxton Hicks. That's definitely correct. Yeah, it's Garrett. Nice job. All right. So I'm going to read you the scores going into the last round. We're at all $1,000 questions. So we got, right now we have Baseball History Dork with 2,800. We have John Carter with 2,400. We have Nostalgic Baseball Geezer with 5,400. And we have Chad with 4,000 or 4,000, I guess, if you would do that. So, yeah, John, you absolutely nailed it for sure. All right. So it's still anybody's game going into our last 6 questions at $1,000 a pop. So here we go. Chase of 98 for 1,000. This Toronto Blue Jay was tied for 6th with Vinny Castilla with 46 home runs. Geezers, Dorks, and Johns. Oh my. Nice, Captain. And Chad. Yeah. I'm glad Chad's in here. Kind of breaks up the Johns a little bit for me, because sometimes you guys just start blurring together. Delgado's a good guess. It is not Delgado. It is not Green. Nice job. Yeah, it's not Sean Green. Good guess. Trying to do math homework and having fun doing it. Thanks, guys. Yeah, of course, Sean. That's why we're here, man. Yep, not Delgado. Nope. Man, we're gonna stump you guys here. It's probably why it's a $1,000 question here. Made it the toughest one, I think. Yep. So remember, Chase of 98. He was tied with Vinny Castilla with 46 home runs. Castillo was in the race early. He hit a ton early in the season and then just kind of fell off towards the end. But yeah, it's not Sheffield. That's a good guess. I mean, he played for all 30 MLB teams at some point in his career too, but not Sheffield. I'll give you guys another 5-10 seconds before Roger Clemens. Good guess. Tulowitzki. No, it's too early for Tulo. Not a bad guess. Raul Ibanez. Nope, not him. This is, believe it or not, Jose Canseco. Jose Canseco was tied for 6th with Vinny Castilla with 46 home runs in 1998 for the Toronto Blue Jays. So it is Jose Canseco. All right. We will go to before and after for 1,000. Here we go. Number 1 prospect in the Red Sox organization, plus former first baseman that won World Series with the Cubs in 2016. Yeah, right. Baseball history dork. I was shocked too. Yeah, 46 home runs in 1998 for Jose Canseco. Yeah. Yep. Pretty wild. Yep. All right. So we got number 1 prospect in the Red Sox organization, plus former first baseman that won the World Series with the Cubs in 2016. Roman Anthony Rizzo is correct. Nice job. John Carter got the points. 1,000 points to John Carter. Got it in first. Before you read this, it was after I lost my mind. Yeah. Good thing it's the last before and after category tonight for you, John. So it's all right. We can retire those for the night. All right. Here we go. We are on to Knuckle Sandwich for 1,000. Through 17 complete games in 1986 for Cleveland, but led the league in losses twice. Through 17 complete games in 1986 for Cleveland, but led the league in losses twice. Canseco, blame it on the juice. Yep. Tom Candiotti is absolutely correct. Baseball history dork making this a game. Here we go. We have got 3 questions remaining here. And we have a tight one, fellas. Yes. Yeah, good. You got it, Justin. Nostalgic Baseball Geezer. You got it, Candiotti. All right. The Candyman. Yep. Nice job, John Carter. Here we go. Yeah, I'm serious. It was Tom Candiotti. Yeah, nice job. All right. Animals for 1,000. Here we go. Utility player from 2014 to 2023 for the Diamondbacks, the A's, the White Sox, the Blue Jays, Dodgers, Mariners, and Angels. I would give you more clues than this, but this guy really didn't have that much of a remarkable career, but played a little bit everywhere. Mostly infield, I remember, did play a tiny bit of outfield, but do you know who this player is just from the career path and the category name? This might be the toughest one I got tonight. Buck Showalter. That's a good guess. It's not Buck Showalter. Think of farm animals. I'll kind of lead you down that path. So farm animals, utility player. And the animal part is his last name, not his first name. Jeremy Alligator. Pretty good guess, but it was actually crocodile, not alligator. Yeah. So, yep. So think farm animal. He's his last name. Come on, that's not a good guess. Hey, Buck is an animal. It's a good guess. I always say good guess, not him to everybody because I just hate being like wrong. Just seems so rude. Bassett, that's not a bad guess. It's not Bassett. I like that. Bassett. I didn't even think about that for an animal. That's a good one. Steve Chicken, also close. Nope, not him. I'll give you 4 or 5 more seconds here. Like I said, this one's probably the toughest one I got tonight. But this one is Jake Lamb. Jake Lamb, utility player for all those teams during that time. Jake Lamb. So, yes, Jake Lamb, real quick. Not a crazy career. Like I said, played everywhere. Outfield, third base, first base. He had 235 career batting average, had 543 hits in his career, 7.3 career WAR, 342 RBIs, 96 homers in his career. So, I mean, he made it to the show. But are you making guys up now? No, baseball history. I would never. Jake Lamb. And John McDonald, that's an awesome guess. Duck, no. Jake had a walk-off for the Mariners one game. Nice. Yeah, so see, he's real. He's real. I don't make these guys up. Now, if I had a name like an answer like Steve Chicken, then, you definitely tell I'm making them up. But, yep. Jake Lamb is correct. So, no points. All right. Guardian Angels for 1,000. We got 2 questions left. Here we go. Guardian Angels, 1,000. 8-time All-Star catcher, 3-time Gold Glove, 6-time Silver Slugger, 1984 World Series with the Tigers. A lot of accolades for this guy. John Carter, I want a Steve Chicken jersey. Yeah, I'm probably gonna go on MLB Shop, see if it's there. It is Parrish. Nice job, baseball history dork got in there. And we have got some drama, folks. Yes, Nostalgic Baseball Geezer got it. John Carter got it. Yep. Baseball history dork was a little bit quicker with the trigger. Is Lance Parrish in the Hall of Fame? I don't think he is. I could be wrong with that, but I don't think he is. He's not. He 8-time All-Star, 3-time Gold Glove, just like I said, 6-time Silver Slugger. Never led the league in anything really. Batted 252, 1,782 hits, about 39.5 career WAR. So, I mean, great career, but not Hall of Fame worthy. But, yep. All right. Going into the last question with common last names, we have got a barn burner. So we have got Chad with 4,000, Nostalgic Baseball Geezer with 5,400, and Baseball History Dork with 4,800. John Carter is just out of reach with 3,400. But here we go. Last question. Common last names for 1,000. Boom, boom. Alan Bubba Taylor. Who's going to be quick to the trigger? The suspense is killing me. Alan Bubba Taylor. Common last name. This is for all the marbles. Who's got it? Oh my goodness, you all came in at the same time. Baseball History Dork got it, and Chad Edwards got it. I'm giving you both the points, and John Temple got it all at the same time. So Baseball History Dork gets the 1,000, and Chad gets the 1,000. So, and And John Temple on the board with 1,000. I love it. Last question got on. So that was it. That was the final question. And here are the scores. John Temple got on the board on the last second with 1,000. Then next in fourth, we got John Carter with 3,400. Coming in third, a very respectable third, was Chad. Then we got in second place, Nostalgic Baseball Geezer at 5,400. And our first MLB rounding third Jeopardy champion is Baseball History Dork with 5,800. So, yeah, I got one. I just tore my shirt off like a soccer player. No, shut up. Nice job. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it was fun, John. You can definitely go back and watch it later if you want. Like we released them and all that stuff, but yeah, that was pretty fun. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that's why they call me the dork. That's awesome. But yeah, I hope you guys liked that. That was actually fun for me to put together. So, my wife found me the template last night, and I plugged it in and did some trivia and stuff like that. So it was a lot of fun to put together. I hope you guys like that. Just kind of a little bit different with the trivia. Didn't want to keep it, the same that we've been doing. So wanted to change it up a little bit. So, and with Harrison being out, it's been tough for me to like kind of keep it going and all of that stuff. So I'm just trying to get creative with how I'm presenting trivia. And like I said, if you guys have trivia questions that you want to send me and all that stuff, I'm all for it. So hope you guys enjoyed that. But all right, this is the part of the show where it's your platform. I mean, not that I don't give you the platform throughout the show, but this is anything you guys want to talk about. I got to get on the PC for the speed rounds. This phone's killing me. Yeah. Sorry about it, John. I'll try to give you a heads up next time. But yeah, anything you guys want to talk about on the table, we'll talk for another half hour or so, or until, my voice starts giving out. But anything you guys want to throw out there to me, you are more than welcome to. Thanks, Captain. I appreciate it. Yeah. I like I said, like I enjoy creating the content and putting it out there for you guys. Like, and I'm glad you enjoy it. So, it makes me want to kind of be more creative and find more stuff, and different ways to present it. So thanks, Captain. I really appreciate that, bud. Yeah, anything like on your minds that you guys are like dying to get off your chest or talk about here. Checking on some news here. Right here it says the Royals are calling up Jack Caglianone. So that just broke here, MLB news. So he stayed in AAA for about 2 games. Goodness. That's crazy. Wild. Trivia question I love the most. I'm not 100% sure it's still the answer, but what teammates hold the records for most combined RBIs in a season with 318? That's got to be, Ruth and Gehrig, right? Gehrig had 185 that year. I would imagine Ruth was up around like 140 or something like that too. Yeah, we talked this week. Chris Sale fastest at 2,500 Ks. Yeah, I said it like right off the top of the show. This dude has come up with the White Sox, traded to the Red Sox, and was dominant. Just absolutely wipeout stuff. Has the Triple Crown year in Cy Young last year. It's just absolutely gross what Chris Sale's been able to do. I don't know what he ends up getting for like a career total, because he's getting quote unquote up there in age, right? He's 36. So even though he's the fastest, he didn't come up until he was 21. I don't know if he gets 3,000 Ks. That's a lot more Ks to get in the next couple seasons for him. But oh yeah, when he's healthy, he's one of the best. I agree with you, John. 1,000%. He's disgusting. But yeah. Orlando Cepeda, Ronald Acuna, Ellie De La Cruz, Jackson Churio. Only players to hit a double home run and stolen base in the same game. Wow. Yeah, Churio had a ridiculous game the other day. He was like, I think he was just a triple short of the cycle, I think. Also sitting on my fantasy bench. That was another hit I took. That was ridiculous. Ted Williams and Vern Stevens with 159 each was the answer to that question. All right. Dang. That's a good one. What's up with the guy from the Rays getting tossed in the top of the ninth for patting the top of his head? Oh, I didn't see the clip, but I would imagine it was like he was faking like he was going to challenge the pitch. That would be my guess. Was he was like mocking the umpire as in like he wanted the pitch challenge. I haven't seen the clip, but that would be my guess on that. That's probably why they tossed him. They thought he was being, a ding. Yeah, Wall's helmet tap leads to heated argument and ejection in the ninth. Yeah, so I'll have to go back and watch the video, but I'm guessing that's what happened. Was he was mocking the pitch, the umpire. But is Sale a Hall of Famer? Yeah. I think of this era, I would. That's a great question. Oh, I don't know, man. What do you think? I'm throwing this back on you. I don't know. Chris Sale, Hall of Famer, 3.06 ERA. I mean, that's lower than guys that are 3.04. Sorry, it's lower than what guys are in there. He's got a 1 WHIP. He's got 12 saves, which was kind of cool. He's 141 and 86. His win total's really low. He does have a 54.5 career WAR, however. He's led the league in innings pitched once. He's led in strikeouts 3 times. He's led the league in complete games twice. He leads the league in games started right now in 2025. He had a 6.2 career season WAR yet last year. That's wild. He's got a lot of All-Stars, he's got a Cy Young, Triple Crown, 8-time All-Star. He's got a Gold Glove, ERA title. The highest K per 9 for me, I think, is what could push him over the edge to get in. Like his K per 9 is ridiculous. I think he could get in. And if not, he could put him on the what if crew. I agree. He lost a lot of time in Boston where he could have gotten to 3,000 easier than how much time he's possibly got left to reach there. He could have got stolen another 200-300 strikeouts in Boston to make that a little bit more obtainable. I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna go with Chris Sale is in. I don't think he's a first ballot, but I would put him in the Roy Halladay-ish class comparison, I guess. But I would say yes. I think I know 141 wins isn't a loss. He'll get a few more. He'll get to 150. And I think quality starts. They're going to start looking at quality starts more than wins. I know I mentioned that on Thursday. I think that's what they're going to start looking at for pitching in the Hall of Fame. But I'm gonna say Chris Sale is in for sure. But yeah. Let's go back to this helmet tap here thing. I think for sure it's the ego trip, right? We talked about the Walker Buehler one a couple weeks ago. I mean, yes, Buehler was like, dude, that pitch was right down the middle. Like he did have some back and forth with the umpire, but the umpire doesn't need to come out behind the plate, rip off his mask, get all defensive. Like they do need to get their egos in check. I absolutely 1,000% agree. I'm gonna have to go back and watch the video for sure. But umpires need to figure it out. They really do. They just need to go out, call the game, go home. That's it. End of story. We don't want to see you. We don't want to hear you. We don't want your opinions. Just call the game, go home. Yeah. Chad, this is a fair point. I think he is based on pitching now. If he had the same career 20 years ago, it would be a no. Yeah, and it would be a hard no. I agree with you, Chad. So I'm with you. I think he's in. Yep, John's with us. He should be in for sure. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. When you're mentioning with those names, you're in. Yeah, I agree with that for sure. Um, oh, it was the same crew that tossed Bueller. Wow, I did not know that. That's interesting. Huh. I'm gonna let me put that in my notes. I'm gonna dive into that a little bit more because that's pretty dang ridiculous if that's the case. Because that's not all right. Because if it's the crew, then the MLB's got to step in and do something about that because that's really not acceptable if they're getting that defensive about what players are doing on the field. There's no need for that. Um, Not at all. What's your take on the robo ump? I was watching Braves Phillies game, won a doubleheader last week. Braves down one, bases loaded, 3-2 count. Awful called third strike to end it. I'm done with umps personally. Yeah. I'm here for the ABS system. I'm absolutely here for the ABS system. I think I've been a component of it since it came out. I live really close to the Durham Bulls. So I've seen the ABS system for the last 3-4 years, however long the minor leagues has had it in. And it takes 7 seconds to get the call right. The batter or pitcher or catcher taps their helmet. The umpire turns around, says catcher's challenging the pitch. He looks at the jumbotron. They show the metric, ball hitting the strike zone. Boom, he fixes the call. Game goes on. It's literally 7 seconds. They get the call right. Boom, they go. I'm here for it. Umpires will never go away. Umpires have to be on the field for the lack of a better word, intangibles, right? They have to interpret the rules. You're never going to have robo umps that are able to interpret rules, call an infield fly. The weird plays that can happen in baseball, you have to have umpires out there to call that, right? And to speed the game up, right? You don't want robo umps calling everything, like fair or foul. I mean, do they have the technology to do it? Yes. Like I said, watching Wimbledon or tennis, they have the in or out, like robo, like they can immediately see if that's in or out. And I'm here for the ABS. Umpires will never go away. They have to be on the field to interpret rules, and to call New York when possible, when they need to. But what it looks like going down the road, maybe we do go full technology. I don't know, but I'm here for the ABS 1,000% for sure. And yeah, I agree with this, Chad, 1,000%. MLB should make umpires available for press conferences. I wonder if they would act the same if they had to answer questions. Now, there are some umpires that have done press conferences, but on their own accord. Like the famous one that comes to mind is Armando Galarraga's perfect game, right? Poor Jim Joyce blows the call at first. He's completely distraught the next game. Galarraga brings the lineup card out to him. I mean, great baseball moment and great guy for Galarraga to do that. To come out, shake the guy's hand, give him a hug, and be like, dude, it's okay. And like Jim Joyce, I'm pretty sure spoke publicly about that and about him missing the call and how bad he felt for the kid that, like he cost that kid history. Like, I mean, that goes a long ways as an umpire, and umpires just don't do that anymore. They don't hold themselves accountable. And I think that's what fans are mostly upset about. Like we know you'll make mistakes. Like these guys are throwing too hard with too much movement. You're gonna make mistakes. Hell, I couldn't do it. There's no way. I'd miss so many calls you guys would be calling for my head, right? It's tough. I understand. But like it goes a long way to like lean down to the catcher and be like, hey, bud, I missed that one. Like, my bad. That goes a long ways. It really does. And these guys are so egocentric that they just can't move past it at all. Yeah. And it's just the quality of strikes called has gone dramatically downhill. Right. Like I've said it before on the show. You guys are probably sick of me, hearing me say it, but I'm fine with borderline pitches being called balls or strikes. Like borderline pitches are tough. They don't have a box that they can see. If it's close, you're in the batter's box, it's close to the plate, dude. Swing, foul it off, see another pitch. It's these ones that are 6, 8, 10 inches off the plate that they're ringing dudes up or balls right down the middle for ball one. Those are the ones I want out of the game. 1,000% just gone. There's no need for that. You shouldn't be missing those. But sorry, I'm typing in the umpire crew note for next week. But yeah, I want the egregious calls out, and the ABS will do that. So I'm all for it. Yeah, and the ABS worked fine during spring training. They've been doing it in the minor leagues for years, like 2 or 3 years at this point now. They have that ironed out. They tell MLB what it's all about. So there really wasn't any issue with it. I've heard the only kind of issue that they've had with it so far, or they're still kind of playing with, is the height of the strike zone between batters. So like instead of it just being a standard box, right, the strike zone changes. You're not going to have the same one for Aaron Judge that you do for Jose Altuve. Just doesn't make any sense, right? So yeah, I'm all for it as long as they have it's all set up and ready to go. I'm ready for it. Yeah, just put a tone in each ear, hear a tone in the right, hear a tone on the left ball. I wouldn't even put like ball and strike in each ear. I would just, if it's a strike, it like buzzes. If it's a ball, it doesn't. Like just simple as that. I don't know if I would want to put a tone. If it gets loud in the ballpark, you're not going to hear anything. I would do vibrations, or maybe it's just a tone in both, and then if it's a ball, it's nothing. That's what I would do. But I see what you're saying, John, for sure. It's something like that. Just like pitchers getting pulled, the home plate ump should get pulled as well. There's 4 on the field, an emergency ump in the tunnel somewhere. Yeah, if you blow a certain amount of calls and you just don't have it that night, like make a call for the righty, call him out of the bullpen. I agree. Yeah. This is part of the ego trip, right, Chad? I completely agree with you here. The umpires also need to learn the difference between someone asking a question and arguing. There shouldn't be an issue if a pitcher or catcher asks if a location is going to be a strike or not. Again, comes down to the egos. Yeah. There's many times where like I've been a catcher growing up, high school, college. And there was a ball I thought was a strike. He calls it a ball, and I'll just turn around and be like, "Hey, sir," I was like, "Where did that miss?" And he'd be like, "Oh, that was outside." Now, some of them gave me attitude. Some of them would be like, "Oh, that wasn't even close," and I'm like, "That was right over the heart of the outside," but that's fine. So I mean, I get it, but they should definitely know the difference between that. The other one that blows my mind was, you guys have probably seen this. This is a pretty viral clip that JT Realmuto put his glove back like this to get the ball from the umpire because they had fouled it off. And he was holding it there for a few seconds. And then at the last second, he thought the umpire had already thrown the ball to the pitcher. So he put his glove down as the umpire was dropping it down into his glove. And the umpire just goes and tosses Realmuto out. And he just goes, "What? What are you talking about? Like, I thought you threw the ball back to the pitcher." And that just goes to the whole ego thing. I hate it. Like, this is supposed to be the highest level of baseball in the world, right? The world. And we can't get umpires that can't just go call balls and strikes and outs, call the game as it comes to them without making it about them. It's brutal. And I don't know. I think the MLB and the umpires union have a like different like agreement, kind of like the players CBA. I think they have their own thing that they talk about and it comes up. So maybe that does come up next time, like they negotiate terms. Is they gotta figure out something with the attitudes of the umpires, because it's wild. It really is. Yeah, Captain, it was one of the absolutely crazy ones. Yeah. I'm not going to read this one out loud, but you guys can have that one to enjoy. But yeah, absolutely crazy. Um, they have. I mean, they've been way too like emotionally involved and charged in these games, and they really don't have anything on the line. Like, what are these umpires playing for, other than a social media clip about them? Like, I don't know. Yeah. That one was crazy too. Like, I'm not the biggest Aaron Boone fan, but that one was wild. Umpire told him not another word. Aaron Boone goes back to the dugout, is watching the game fine. The fan yells something. Umpire tosses without even looking in that direction to see if it was Aaron Boone. He just hears it, tosses him. Um, it, yeah, it something needs to change there. I don't know how they do it. I do like the umpire ranking system that Max Scherzer came out with a couple of years ago. I talked about that a little bit last week. Rank these guys after every month. The bottom 10% goes down to the minors. The top 10% for the minors comes up to the majors. They get demoted and promoted just like the players do. I think that would be incredible. Don't think the umpires union will fly with that, but it'd be pretty awesome. But we will see. Yep, the best umps are the ones you have no idea who they are. Like when they announce them at the front of the game, the umpiring behind the plate is Joe West. At first is Jim Joyce. At second is, I don't know, John Smith. And you're like, I've never heard of John Smith before. That's because he's a damn good umpire. If you don't know his name, he's a good umpire for sure. Yeah, I saw this. I didn't see the clip though. Like I saw that he got tossed. But I don't know. He must have said something, but that was in extra innings too, wasn't it? Or early on? I can't remember when in the game it was, but I did see that he got tossed. But oh yeah, John, with you 100% here. That would be one of the top things in the fans union is umpires. Yes, absolutely. So not Angel Hernandez, right? Yeah, exactly. But even then, you look at Angel Hernandez and you think about the umpires union and how strong it is. How long did it take the league to get Angel Hernandez out? A long freaking time. Hernandez has been awful making calls, has been awful dealing with the players for a long time. It took a long time for the league to push Angel Hernandez out. And I'm not positive that the league just didn't be like, here's a check for 50 million, just please go away. That would be my guess. And nothing will change unless you affect their pay. 1,000% with you, Captain. No doubt. Yep. I'm in sales and I do it for the green, baby. 1,000%. Yep. Oh, low strike on Cody Clemens. Correa chirped. Ump said something, and Correa moved to hear the ump and got tossed for leaving the around the 16th. See, that's silly. I mean, if he's moving towards the ump to hear what he's saying and he gets tossed like that, that's dumb. I mean, I can't. That's too much for sure. There's no reason for that. But yeah. All right. Let's see. What else do we got here? We got Pete Alonso, Francisco Lindor, and Soto all homered in the same game today. Goodness. Let's see. Garrett Crochet, 12 Ks today. Vanderbilt lost in the NCAA regionals. Wow. Dang. Yu Darvish looks like he's coming back soon. But yeah. So not a ton of stuff. I mean, the Jack Caglianone news is pretty cool. I know Harrison will be excited for that the Royals are getting him up there. He just absolutely destroyed AAA for that week. I think I did the stats on Thursday. He had like 5 homers in 4 games or something like that, all over 105 miles per hour exit velocity. So I'm excited to see that kid play for the Royals and see what he's got. That's what I love about this game right now. this game is full of young talent and a plethora of young talent and the minors ready to come up and make their mark. These kids are good. And the kids coming out of college lately. I mean, we've seen all those kids coming out of college, and College World Series continues. You're going to see some talent there that you're going to see in the first couple picks of the MLB draft in June. So keep your eye on the College World Series for sure. We cover that a little bit. We'll touch on it probably as it really gets into it. But I haven't watched much of the college yet. I'll get into it. But been pretty busy myself, so trying to get as much baseball as I can. Trying to stick to pros right now, but I will be getting into the College World Series. We'll be able to talk about that a little bit as the news gets rolling here, but we will see what happens. But all right. Oh, I did not see this. I call it home plate in the Oregon playoff game yesterday. Yeah, I didn't see that one. I'll have to go back and see if I can find that. I got a list of stuff that you guys are telling me to go back and check out, but I will have to look. But all right. If you guys don't have anything else, Arise on pace to strike out only 14 times for the season. That guy's ridiculous. Yeah, I think Jacob Wilson for the A's is on pace for low strikeouts too. Let's see how many he's got right now. He's only struck out. Oh, he struck out 14 times already, but he's got pretty good bat to balls too. He doesn't strike out much at all. But Arise is nuts. But yeah. All right. I'm going to call it a night, fellas. Like I said, if you guys have any topics or anything that you want to talk about, you send me a message on Facebook. We talk baseball all through the week. If you want, I'm on there quite a bit. So, answering the comments and stuff and our trivia questions and stuff on our Facebook page. So, yeah, if you want to reach out, go ahead. But again, I hope you guys really loved the Jeopardy segment. That was fun to put together. That looked like you guys had a blast with that. So maybe I'll do it again in the future. But you guys are, I know I say it every show, but I still don't think you understand like how grateful I am that you guys keep coming back and talking baseball with us. It is incredible, the support that you guys have given us. And you really are the top fans of our show. And you're the reason we keep coming back. Harrison misses you guys terribly. We're trying to get him back. He's trying to figure it out. And hopefully, Thursday, 3 days away, 3 more days for him to rest. He'll be able to come back. But it really does mean a lot to us. I know I say it a lot, but it really does. So thanks for the continued support. I am going to throw this out there because John Carter just reminded me again. If you guys really want to support us, like you can go on Rounding Third Baseball on Etsy. Like ask your family to get you some Rounding Third merch for Father's Day. There's some sweatshirts on there, t-shirts. We got the tumblers. I got the phone case, which is pretty cool. I love my phone case. I got this little bad boy. It's pretty cool. There's a whole bunch of different versions of the phone case on there. But yeah, the tumbler is awesome. I use it everywhere. But yeah, just ask your family for Father's Day to go on Rounding Third and get you some merch. But it'd be really cool. But really appreciate it. Yeah, thanks, Captain. I can't wait for Harrison to get back either. As you can hear it, my voice is starting to go. That's why I was I was starting to lose it. But tell Harrison I'll call Chuck Norris for the heal all tears. My favorite Chuck Norris joke, I'll tell you this right now. My favorite Chuck Norris joke is Chuck Norris once visited the U.S. Virgin Islands. When he left, they were just called the Islands. That's my favorite Chuck Norris joke. But yeah, thanks, John. Really appreciate it. We'll stitch a patch with his initials into your hat for the next show. That's incredible. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, he really appreciates the support that you guys have given him the last couple of weeks too. Even though he's not here, he knows that you guys have been asking about him. But he'll be back. You'll be able to give him a hard time like you give me all week. So just kidding. But seriously, enjoy your weeks, fellas. We'll see you on Thursday and go Mariners, Twins, Red Sox, Diamondbacks, any team, Twins. I think I said Twins already. whatever team you cheer for. Hope it's a great week of baseball for your teams. We'll be back Thursday, and I'll see you then, fellas. Have a good week.